Again. I'm going to talk to you now more about how tap water and bottled water, how they compare. Recent news, well, actually it was about a couple months ago, the news talked about how some of California's bottled water violated some standards, or bottled water in California violated some standards. And it makes it seem like, bottled water may not be safe, or the tap may be safer than bottled water. But the EPA encourages, everybody to check the quality of the drinking water, whether it's tapped or bottled, just to make sure that it is safe. Bottled and tapped water are considered drinking waters. That's an area how they are the same. The Safe Drinking Water Act defines tap as drinking water. Public water systems provide tap for purposes including drinking. That's how the Safe Drinking Water Act describes tap as a drinking water. And it says that public water systems are systems that provide water for human consumption. So it's not just for use in the shower or whatever. It is for human consumption. A lot of people don't consider tap water as drinking water, but federally it is considered drinking water. And bottled water is considered a drinking water. The FDA defines it as water intended for human consumption in sealed bottles and containers. So that kind of makes it different, just different in the way it's presented to consumers, like it's bottled instead of coming through pipes, from the public water system. Sometimes bottled water is not called drinking water. Sometimes when people use, like in maybe reports or something, they use the term drinking water. A lot of times they're just referring to tap water because they consider bottled water. They just call it bottled water instead of, drinking water. And the Safe Drinking Water Act, when it refers to drinking water, it is talking about tap water and not both tap and bottled water. So they are both drinking waters and they are both regulated. The Safe Drinking Water Act, as I talked about earlier, describes laws that ensure that drinking water from public systems are safe. It requires that consumers be informed about their local tap. The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act has guidelines that the FDA follows to ensure that the safety of bottled water is what it should be. And FDA regulations for bottled water must meet regulations for tap by the EPA. So you know what tap water is and what bottled water is and who regulates them. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the specific regulations for them. Regulations for drinking water, they control the number of contaminants in the water. The EPA regulates more than 90 contaminants for tap water. And every time the EPA sets a standard for tap water, the FDA must adopt it for bottled water unless it considers it, unnecessary for bottled water. And in some cases, that makes it different. In some cases, some of the regulations different. For example, lead for bottled water is only 5 parts per billion. Lead for tap water is 15 parts per billion because lead sometimes leaches from pipes, so that's how it gets into the tap water. But lead contamination in Tulsa's water is not a concern. The city of Tulsa's public water supply is safe. According to the city, the city's 2008 water quality report, the Tulsa's tap water is bacteria-free. And some contaminant levels, as far as Tulsa's water, even exceeds the levels for bottled water. For example, lead in Tulsa's water was measured at 2.7, which is much lower than the national standard for tap water, which is 15, and even lower than bottled water, which is 5. So the city assures us on its website that the water is tested at the source, lakes, and the plants, and they also do just sample lab tests. They do 3,000 samples a year. And it posts its results from 2003 to 2008 on its website, so you can go to its website and find information about the water anytime you wanted to know. And current reports show that there are no concerns for Tulsa's tap water, so it is safe. So those are the regulations for bottled and tap water. They are similar as far as, contaminant level and safety. Even though bottled water standards must meet tap waters, or bottled water standards must meet tap water standards, they might be different, but it doesn't mean that bottled water is safer than tap water. Like I said, Tulsa's water even exceeded the bottled water contamination limits. So next time you go to drink water, I hope you remember that it is safe. Tulsa's water is safe.